She leaves home every day and marks the toilet paper before going out. She checks it when she comes back to see if anyone touched it. She wants to confirm whether the black maid in her house used the toilet. In her mind, black people are always unclean. Minnie already knows this rule. She always brings her own paper. She only uses the same bathroom. She cleans everything carefully so nothing is left behind. But one day a sudden rainstorm starts. Minnie is outside urgently looking for a toilet. The lady of the house is home the whole time. The bathroom reserved for black workers is far away. Minnie has no other choice. She risks going into the white family's bathroom. She sneaks into the house when no one is watching. She carefully opens the door. The lady of the house has already noticed something strange. She quietly follows behind her. Minnie is caught right as she lifts the toilet lid. The atmosphere becomes tense immediately. The lady of the house throws her out right away. She says she is already fired. Minnie does not explain anything. She leaves in the pouring rain. Minnie returns home completely soaked. Her husband learns she lost her job. Instead of comforting her, he hits her. The household becomes even worse. Her husband forces their daughter to leave school. He makes her work as a maid to support the family. The burden of the family falls completely on them. Meanwhile, the employer spreads rumors outside. She says Minnie stole from the house. She says Minnie is dirty and untrustworthy. These rumors spread quickly among white families. No one is willing to hire Minnie anymore. Her reputation is completely destroyed. Minnie realizes she has no way out. She stops trying to endure it. She begins planning revenge. She wants to teach the employer a lesson. She wants her to pay the price. She decides to respond in a special way. Minnie starts preparing ingredients. She makes a chocolate pie. But this pie is not normal. She plans to send it back to the lady of the house. The next day she leaves home with the pie, pretending to come and apologize. She acts calm and composed. She shows no sign of anything unusual. The lady of the house feels proud when she sees her. She lets her in immediately. She is waiting to see her humiliated. Minnie places the pie on the table. She quietly watches the woman. The woman starts eating the pie. She eats while insulting Minnie. Minnie does not say a word. She just watches her keep eating. The atmosphere becomes more and more strange. But the lady of the house notices nothing, until Minnie suddenly speaks. She reveals the truth. The lady of the house freezes. She realizes what she has eaten. It is far beyond anything she imagined. The scene spirals out of control. The lady of the house becomes angry and humiliating. But nothing can be changed anymore. Minnie turns and leaves. She does not stay any longer. The lady of the house loses control in rage and shame. But Minnie is already gone. The incident quickly spreads through the town. Minnie and the lady of the house become completely hostile. The lady of the house refuses to end it. She sends Minnie's mother to a poorly run nursing home. She forces her to live on her own. She spreads more rumors about Minnie in town. She says Minnie has a disease. She says she is unsafe. Soon the whole town starts avoiding Minnie. No white family dares to hire her anymore. She is completely isolated. Meanwhile, on the other side, a white girl named Skeeter begins paying attention to these events. She grew up being cared for by a black maid named Constantine. She sees things differently because of that. When she grows up and returns home, she finds Constantine is gone. Her mother simply says she left. Skeeter feels something is not right. She asks around at a friend's house. From the maid's reaction, she senses there is more to the story. She begins to suspect her mother is hiding the truth. She confronts her mother at home. She learns Constantine was once fired. The reason was simply that she was not appropriate for an event. Her mother did not speak up for her. Skeeter realizes the seriousness for the first time. She begins thinking about the situation of these maids. She decides to make a change. She goes to a newspaper office. She proposes writing a book about the lives of black maids. She wants to record their experiences. The editor does not believe her at first. He thinks no one will tell the truth. But eventually he agrees to let her try. Skeeter begins searching for women willing to share stories. She finds a maid named Aibeline. Aibeline is very cautious at first. She fears speaking will bring trouble. Skeeter keeps trying to convince her. She says she only wants to record the truth. Aibeline slowly begins to soften. Aibeline starts recalling her life. She has worked for white families all her life. She cleans and takes care of children. But she is always treated like an outsider. Her son once died in a construction accident. Because of an employer's negligence, he lost his life. Only a small compensation was given. This pain has stayed with her forever. But she never spoke about it. Now she begins to tell it slowly. She works for a new family. She takes care of a little girl. The family looks normal on the surface, but the mother is cold toward the child. Aibeline becomes the person the child depends on most. She stays with her every day. She teaches her how to speak and express herself, but she knows her place clearly. She is just a maid who can be replaced at any time. Skeeter realizes after hearing these stories that the risk is very high. If these stories come out, many people will be affected. Aibeline also hesitates. She fears retaliation if she speaks. Skeeter still insists on continuing. She starts looking for more maids. She wants to complete the story, but the process is difficult. At the same time, the situation in town changes. The civil rights movement begins to spread. Racial tension grows more intense. Some black people begin to openly resist. Maids also start rethinking their situation. More and more people are willing to speak. Skeeter continues collecting stories. But she also feels pressure. She realizes the risk these women carry is huge. Aibileen eventually decides to continue speaking. She writes down more real experiences, including painful memories she never shared before. As the stories build up, the book slowly takes shape, but many voices are still missing. Skeeter must keep searching for more women. The publisher eventually agrees to move forward, but demands 12 full maid stories. Skeeter keeps searching in town for more voices. More maids begin to open up. After years of silence, they slowly start talking. Some talk about being treated like tools. Some talk about being fired without reason. Some talk about children suffering in white homes. These stories slowly come together. The reality becomes clearer and heavier. Minnie also joins the process. She insists on including her own story, including the chocolate pie incident. She knows this will make things more dangerous. Skeeter worries at first about publication, but Aibileen supports telling the truth. They believe hiding it has no meaning. Aibileen goes deeper in her storytelling. She begins talking about her early life. She started working as a maid at 14. She dropped out of school to support her family. She spent her life raising white children, treating them like her own. But she was always just an employee. Her son later worked in construction. An accident happened because of employer negligence. He was hit by a vehicle and did not receive timely care. The other side handled compensation carelessly. They did not take responsibility seriously. Aibileen had to carry the grief alone. After these stories are told, everyone in the room falls silent. Skeeter finally understands the weight of these experiences. Meanwhile, the atmosphere in town shifts. The civil rights movement spreads nationwide. Tensions in the South become more severe. Fights and unrest appear in the streets. Black communities begin to unite. They are no longer fully silent. Maid communities are also affected. Some people start contacting Skeeter, willing to share more real experiences. The number of stories finally grows enough. The publisher confirms the book can proceed, but everyone understands the risk is higher now. Because all these events come from the same town, every detail could be recognized. Minnie insists on writing her key experiences. She fully tells the chocolate pie story. She knows she will become a target. Just as the manuscript nears completion, Constantine's story is brought up. Skeeter begins questioning her mother. Her mother avoids the question at first, but eventually tells the truth. Constantine worked in their home for many years. She was not just a maid. She was the core of the household. She handled almost everything in the family life. Later, at an important social gathering, Constantine's daughter suddenly appeared, breaking the calm of the event. The room was full of important white guests. Her mother chose silence to protect appearances. She allowed Constantine to be sent away. She was left alone outside the door. No one truly spoke for her. She eventually left that home. Soon after Constantine passed away, her mother lived with guilt ever since. But she lacked the courage to change it then. Skeeter is deeply shaken after hearing this. She realizes her family's silence for the first time is also a form of harm. She decides to include Constantine in the book, not only as personal memory, but as a symbol of all maids' fate. The manuscript is finally completed. The book is published without any author's name, because the stories belong to everyone involved. It spreads quickly after release. It sparks nationwide discussion. Many people begin re-examining these relationships. Minnie's story draws major attention, but some people deny its truth. Some call it exaggerated or made up. Meanwhile, the lady of the house becomes furious after reading it. She believes she is being portrayed. She starts fighting back in town. She spreads more claims everywhere, trying to prove the book is false. But public opinion is no longer controllable. More white families begin recognizing themselves. The entire community becomes tense. Minnie and the others gain a voice for now, but real life remains difficult. Job opportunities are still scarce. Skeeter also realizes the risk is not over, but she chooses to keep recording, and refuses to return to silence.